Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
So I love the arc. I've like binge watched again because I got behind, so I had to like start binge watching it all over again. And I was like, okay, no, this is awesome. So yeah, and I've seen the finale now. So all of this is gonna go live after the finale. So you can spoilers are
Okay.
allowed. Um, but so I don't even know where to start. But Bryce, let's talk about this Clampkins disease. Obviously, we now know that he has been cured. I want to know, should we keep an eye on him? Because the doc mentioned something that, yes, he's cured, but there are issues.
You'll have to watch next to find out.
It's just
The only
one.
thing that's, as you know from watching the show, the only thing that's certain on the arc is uncertainty.
Yes. Yes, they don't get a break at all.
No.
Can they have a break?
What fun would that be?
Listen, I did like that you. Right, and I did like that you did the 3.5 months, like Earth months, time jump. So you kind of felt, okay, they got into a rhythm of life on board. Will there be, will you add any more of this to them should they get out of the situation that they are currently in?
You mean time jumps?
Yeah, these little mini time jumps.
Yeah, we might. I mean, it depends on how the story dictates. One of the things that's a challenge about a show that's such a roller coaster is something happens, we solve it, and something else hits them, and it just keeps going like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you said, we did last season. One of the reasons we did that was to take a breath, and we may need to do that this season, depending on how it goes. We'll see.
And the poor doc. I mean, she has just been left with nobody to help her. Please give her someone. Can we see? Can you give her a bit of a break?
No. She may get some help, but she's not going to get a break.
But I think that's the thing about the show. I think the dynamic of the show is that they're in a pressure cooker, and their decisions are life and death decisions, and it gives this ability to kind of reveal who they are and where their flaws are. I mean, the doctor, as you were just mentioning, she's got the best heart, she's got the best intention, but she was breaking under the pressure, and she went to these pills to try to help get her through it. She wasn't looking to get high or to have fun. She just was like, how do I get through my day? And she leaned on a crutch that was very destructive for her, and it revealed her character flaw.
And I did love that, they all did have character flaws, each and every one of them. I mean, Bryce had his death wish. I can't see him getting out of that, even if he is cured. Are we still going to see him jump in to save the day or to sacrifice himself for everyone else?
It'll be interesting to watch how he reacts, because he's now in a new world in a way. He was a world famous fighter pilot before he had Clampkins. Does he return to that? Does he turn into somebody else? I mean, that's going to be a lot of fun watching how that character develops.
And then,
what's your favorite?
Which my favorite character? I love Strickland.
Yeah,
he's
great, huh?
My heart broke for him when he found out his husband was on Arc 3. And it's something that, has been playing in my mind now, because, Kelly said at first, Catherine died. She was shot by a stray bullet, and then she admitted she had no idea. Are we going to revisit this at all? Has he still got these doubts in his mind of what's happened, or has he just accepted? I mean, it's hard as a parent. And by the way, my daughter is called Catherine as well, so it hurt even more.
But I think that's the thing. I don't think there's ever getting over the loss of a child.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's always hoping he finds her. He's always holding out hope that he'll find her.
And that's the thing, unless the death happens on screen, it's not actually happened.
Well, Kelly was an unreliable narrator, so you don't know if she's telling the truth or not.
And it has been great having her as this, the character that you think is telling the truth, and then it turns out that she isn't. But then she also had this weird dynamic with her, she had mommy issues, she has daddy issues, she has every single parental issue that you can have. I mean, we've got to a point where we don't even know if she's going to wake up. But, how is this going to change things for Maddox now moving forward? Should they all get out of this current situation that you've now put them in?
Well, they're in an interesting situation now because their savior was also the one who put them in the bad shape in the first place when she attacked the ship and killed half their crew and killed all of Arc-3's crew. But she's now saving them. So how do you respond to that person? Do you give them a big hug and thank them, or do you say, thanks, now go away? And that's what we got to play. And so there's going to be a lot of fun with that in the first 2 episodes.
So we get to see more of, do we get to see more of Maddox's humanity, please? I mean, I love these complex characters. But
I think that's the fun bit is here you've got a character that seems to be only one thing, and then you find out that there's more complexity. There's things that you didn't expect to see. We tried, when we were doing the pilot, we really tried to portray everyone really as an archetype that you've seen somewhere before, so that you feel like, oh, I know where that character's going, or I've seen that character a million times. And we did that intentionally so that when they suddenly go in a very different direction, you get the whiplash going, what?
And is there any chance of visiting how people got the jobs that they did on the ship? Because why was Alyssa in waste management when she is the smartest person on Arc 1? How did that happen?
Well,
How did this?
The truth is, in my mind, I don't know if we've ever actually said it, but in my mind, everybody on the ship are really smart people. I mean, they handpicked everybody to repopulate, humanity on this planet. So they weren't going to put, a third grade educated person who's, weak as the person working in the waste management. They're going to put the smartest, most qualified person they can find in there. And so she's a genius, but so are most of the other people,
But I think the other thing that you have to keep in mind is that the world in which our show lives in is not the world we live in now. If we launch a spaceship now, there's government regulations and there's boards that have to vote on what you're doing and making sure that you've done all the safety requirements. And this is a future where the entire space program is owned and operated by billionaires who answer to no one. And so choosing people on the ship, the way the ships are built, where they put the energy in, is all at the whims of these billionaires. And now that you've met Trust and Maddox, I don't know if you would really trust their priorities of what's important, what isn't important. And for us, this was kind of a warning sign of saying, look, we've got billionaires running the space programs now. What happens in 70 years from now when they're the only ones running them?
And then they're not the only ones either. I get the feeling that there's going to be more out there, because we've seen 3 arcs so far, and there was a mention that there's 15 that were launched, and this is from an unreliable narrator. But is there more chance of bringing in more dynamics? Because I can't see Maddox going around destroying every single arc, because we're all going to different planets, weren't they?
Yeah, and that we know if Arc 15 is numbered Arc 15, there were probably 14 arcs ahead of it, and we don't know how many are after it. So there are a lot of arcs out there.
Yeah, we know that Arc 2 blew up when it tried to use its faster than light speed. We don't know what happened on the launches of the other ones. Were people rioting to get on board? Were they killing each other to get on board? Are they run by pirates? We don't know. And I think that that's going to be a question that's going to be on the minds of people. Is there anyone else left, or is it only them? And if it is only them, how much pressure does that put on them for restarting mankind?
Especially with the planet that they were going to now blown up and no longer
not-
viable.
That's right.
So where are we going to find them? Just as a tease, where are we going to find them at the start of season 2 based on that cliffhanger?
10 minutes after that cliffhanger. That's
Okay.
where we start. Yeah.
So we
We're
are
gonna
picking straight up from
Who lived and who died will be the big question.
no one's allowed to die. Nobody. Everyone's needed in some sort of way. Is there a chance to explore more of what Earth was like? Because we've heard the stories, but nothing's been shown yet. Or are you going to keep it all strictly in space and just everyone hears about it as they learn, or we hear about it as they learn?
We're not afraid to do some flashbacks, but what we don't want to do is have parallel stories in the past and the present, because this really is a story about these people in this environment. But, you know, as we did this season, there was a couple times we went back to just clarify things, and we may do that again.
Very limited, though, if we do.
Right.
Okay. And can you tease, just as a last question, could you tease any of the new characters that you're thinking of bringing in? Because, as you know, we'll get new ones from Arc 15.
We will get new ones. That's all I'll tell you. Because if I tell you more, it'll give away some of the story. But
Okay.
we will get some new characters.
But there will be some big surprising people showing up this year.
And some fun clashes with the Arc 1 characters.
Have to.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. I cannot wait for how everyone reacts to this finale. But good luck with season 2.
So nice
Thank
talking
you.
with you.